On September 19th, 1945, a missionary, Darlene Diebler, was liberated from the Japanese prison camp. 17 days after Japan signed the Instrument of Surrender aboard the USS Missouri. She was in bad shape, having been subjected to years of physical suffering and mental torture. 8 years before, Darlene and her husband Russell had landed as missionaries over in New Guinea. They were doing work. They were making solid progress in building and growing churches, aided by Darlene's dear friend, her mentor, Dr. Robert Jaffrey. Now, both Russell and Dr. Jaffrey were dead, and Darlene was leaving behind 2 lonely crosses by the hillside. At 28 years old, she was a widow. She was returning home without one possession. All of her mementos, everything was gone. All of her keepsakes were gone. Her loved ones were dead, and her body was just debilitated with exhaustion, starvation. She had malaria. She was just really bad off. For over 4 years, she witnessed atrocities that could just scarcely be described. Prisoners all around her had suffered horrible deaths. She herself seen the inside of death cells during that time. Not one letter or package had she arrived, reached her or anything like that. As the boat carried her away from her island, she prayed a bitter prayer. She said, "Lord, I'll never come back to this place. I'll never come back to these islands. They've robbed me of everything that was most dear to me." And I can't imagine that. But as she was going away, she heard voices in the distance coming, calling from the shore. And it was then she realized it was the people of the island that she helped bring to Christ. It was those people that still found that passion of love, saw that passion of love and everything for her and in her. And as they were going away, she heard them singing a song. The words are, "God be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. With his sheep securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again." Later on, Darlene wrote in an autobiography titled "Evidence Not Seen." She said this, and I want to read it quote for you. She wrote, "This song released the waters of bitterness that had flooded my soul, and the hurt began to drain from me as my tears flowed in a steady stream. The healing had begun. I knew then that someday, God only knew when, I would come back to these people, my island home." When she heard the words, "God be with you till we meet again," as I started reading this story, I realized I've been singing this song and not really understanding what I've been singing. A gentleman by the name of Jeremiah Rankin, back in 1880, he wrote these words, and a guy named William Tomer, put music to it. Mr. Rankin wrote this when he found out what the words goodbye means. How often do we say goodbye? How often do we say it as a passing phrase? I've said it numerous times. I've said it many times. Leaving church, getting off the phone. I never quite understood what it meant. I've heard the phrase Godspeed before, and I understood what that meant. I never really connected the words goodbye to God be with you. Now every time that I say goodbye, it's going to mean something totally different. And you may have known this. If so, I'm hoping that this knowing a little bit more about the song helps out as well. And the story behind what somebody got out of this song. Music is very powerful. It touches somebody on a deeper level, and it touches people differently. But these words mean a little bit more to me now. Not just when I say goodbye, but I will be now saying, God be with you. God be with you till we meet again. By his counsel's guide uphold you. With his sheep securely fold you. God be with you till we meet again. May the grace of God be with you. Amen.